Just then, watching his line, he saw one of the projecting green stick dip sharply. Yes, he said. Yes! And shipped his oars without bumping the boat. He reached out for the line and held it softly between the thumb and forefinger of his right hand. He felt no strain nor weight, and he held the line lightly. Then it came again. This time, it was a tentative pull, not solid nor heavy, and he knew exactly what it was. 100 fathoms down, a marlin was eating the sardine that covered the point and the shank of the hook, where the hand-forced hook projected from the head of the small tuna. The old man held the line delicately and softly with his left hand, unleashed it from the stick. Now he could let it run through his fingers without the fish feeling any tension. This far out, he must be huge in this mouth, he thought. Eat them, fish, eat them. Please eat them. How fresh they are, and you down there 600 feet in that cold water in the dark. Make another turn in the dark and come back and eat them. He felt the light, delicate pulling, and then a harder pull when the sardines held must have been more difficult to break from the hook. Then, there was nothing. Come on, the old man said aloud. Make another turn. You smell them. Aren't they lovely? Eat them good now. And then there is the tuna. Hard and cold and lovely. Don't be shy, fish. Eat them. He waited with the line between his thumb and his finger, watching it and the other line at the same time, for the fish might have swum up or down. Then came the same delicate pulling touch again. He'll take it, the old man said aloud. God help him to take it. He did not take it though. He was gone, and the old man felt nothing. He can't have gone, he said. Christ knows, he can't have gone. He's making a turn. Maybe he has been hooked before and he remembers something of it. Then he felt the gentle touch on the line, and he was happy. It was only his turn, he said. He'll take it. He was a happy feeling, a gentle pulling, and then he felt something hard and unbelievably heavy. It was the weight of the fish, and he let the line slip down, unrolling off the first of the two reserve coils. As it went down, slipping lightly through the old man's fingers, he still could feel the great weight through the pressure of his thumb and finger were almost imperceptible. What a fish, he said. He has it sideways in his mouth now, and he's moving off with it. Then he will turn and swallow it, he thought. He did not say that because he knew that if you said a good thing, it might not happen. He knew what a huge fish this was. He knew what a huge fish this was, and he saw him moving away in the darkness with the tuna held crosswise in his mouth. At that moment, he felt him stop moving, but the weight was still there. Then the weight increased, and he gave more line. He tightened the pressure of his thumb and finger for a moment, and the weight increased and was going straight down. He's taken it, he said. Now I'll let him eat it well. He let the line slip through his fingers while he reached down with his left hand and made fast the free end of the two reserve coils to the loop of the two reserve coils of the next line. Now he was ready. He has 40,000 coils of line in reserve now, as well as the coil he was using. Eat it a little more, he said. Eat it well. Eat it so that the point of the food goes into your heart and kills you, he thought. Come up easy and let me pull the harpoon into you. Alright? Are you ready? Have you been long enough at table? Now, he said aloud and struck hard with both hands, gained a yard of line, and then struck again and again, swinging with each arm alternately on a cord with all the strength of his arms and pivoted weight of his body. Nothing happened. The fish just moved away slowly, and the old man could not raise him an inch. His line was strong and made for heavy fish, and he held it against his hack until it was so taut that beads of water were jumping from it. Then it began to make a slow hissing sound in the water, and he still held it, bracing himself against the sward and leaning back against the pool. The boat began to move slowly off toward the northwest. The fish moved steadily, and they traveled slowly on the calm water. The other baits were still in the water, but there was nothing to be done. I wish I had the boy, the old man said aloud. I'm being towed by a fish, and I'm the towing bit. I could make the line fast, but then I could break it. I must tow him all I can and give him line when he must have it. Thank God, he's traveling and not going down. What I will do if he decided to go down, I don't know. What I'll do if he sounds and dies, I don't know. But I'll do something. There are plenty of things I can do. He held the line against his back and watched it slant in the water and skiff moving steadily to the northwest. This will kill him, the old man thought. He can't do this forever. But 4 hours later, the fish was still swimming steadily out to sea, towing the skiff, and the old man was still braced solidly with the line across his back. It was noon when I hooked him, he said, and I have never seen them. I have never seen it. He had pushed his straw hat hard down on his head before he hooked the fish, and it was cutting his forehead. He was thirsty too, and he got down on his knee and, being careful not to jerk on the line, moved as far into the boat as he could get and reached the water bottle with one hand. He opened it and drank a little. Then he rested against the bowl. He rested, sitting on the unstepped mast and sail, and tried not to sink, but only to endure. Then he looked behind him and saw that no land was visible. That makes no difference, he thought. I can always comment on the glow from Havana. There are 2 more hours before the sun sets, and maybe he will come up before that. If he doesn't, maybe he will come up with the moon. If he does not do that, maybe he will come up with the sunrise. I have no cramps and I feel strong. It is he that has the hook in his mouth. But what a fish to pull like that. He must have his mouth shut tight on the wire. I could see him. I wish I could see him. I wish I could see him only once to know what I have against me. The fish never changed his course nor his direction all that night, as far as the man could tell from watching the stars. It was cold after the sun went down. Sun went down, and the old man sweat dried cold on his back and his arms and his old legs. During the day, he had taken a sack that covered the bait box and spread it in the sun to dry. After the sun went down, he tied it around his neck so that it hung down over his back, and he cautiously worked it down under the line that was across his shoulder now. The sack cushioned the line, and he had found a way of leaning forward against the bow so that he was almost comfortable. The position actually was only somewhat less intolerable, but he thought of it as almost comfortable. I can do nothing with him, and he can do nothing with me, he thought, not as long as he keeps this up. Once he stood up and urinated over the side of the skiff and looked at the stars and checked his course. The line showed like a phosphorescent streak and the water straight out from his shoulder. They were moving more slowly now, and the glow of Havana was not so strong, so that he knew the current must be carrying them to the eastward. If I lose the glare of Havana, we must be going more to the eastward, he thought. For if the fish's course held true, I must see it for many more hours. I wonder how the baseball came out in the ground leagues today, he thought. It would be wonderful to do with radio. Then, he thought, think of it always. Think of what you are doing. You must do nothing stupid. Then he said aloud, I wish I had the boy to help me and to see this. No one should be alone in their old age, he thought. But it is unavoidable. I must remember to eat the tuna before he spoiled in order to keep strong. Remember, no matter how little you want to, that you must eat him in the morning. Remember, he said to himself. During the night, two porpoise came around the boat, and he could hear them rolling and blowing. He could tell the difference between the blowing noise. He could tell the difference between the blowing noise the male made and the sighing blow of the female. Very good, he said. They play and make jokes and love one another. They are brothers like a flying fish. Then he began to pity the great fish that he had hooked. He's wonderful and strange, and who knows how old he is, he thought. Never have I had such a strong fish, nor one who acted so strongly. Perhaps he is too wise to jump. He could ruin me by jumping or by a wild rush. But perhaps he has been hooked many times before, and he knows that this is how he should make his fight. He cannot know that it is only one man against him, nor that it is an old man. But what a great fish he is, and what will he bring in the market if the flesh is good? He took the bait like a male, and he pushed like a male, and he fights and his fight has no panic in it. I wonder if he has any plans, or if he's just as desperate as I am. He remembered the time he had hooked one of the pair of marlin. The male fish always let the female fish feed first and hooked the fish, the female, made a wild panic-stricken, despairing fight that soon exhausted her, and all the time the male has stayed with her, crossing the line and circling with her on the surface. He had stayed so close that the old man was afraid he would cut the line with his tail, which was sharp as size and almost of that size and shape. When the old man had guffed her and clubbed her, holding the rapier bill with its sandpaper edge and dubbing her across the top of her head until her color turned to a color almost like backing of mirrors, and then, with the boy's aid, hoisted her abroad. The male fish had stayed by the side of the boat. Then, while the omen was clearing the line and preparing the harpoon, the male fish jumped high into the air beside the boat to see where the female was, and then went down deep. His lavender wings, that were his pectoral fins, spread wide, and all his wide lavender stripes showing. He was beautiful, the old man remembered, and he had stayed. That was the saddest thing I ever saw with them, the old man thought. The boy was sad too, and we begged her harpoon and butchered her promptly. I wish the boy was here, he said loud, and settled him against the rounded planks of the bow, and he felt the strength of the great fish through the line he held across his shoulder, moving steadily toward whatever he had chosen. When once, through my treachery, it had been necessary to him to make a choice, the old man thought. His choice had been to stay in the deep dark water, far out beyond all snares and traps and treacheries. My choice was to go there to find him beyond all people in the world. Now we are joined together and have been since noon, and no one to help either one of us. Perhaps I should not have been a fisherman, he thought, but that was the thing that I was born for. I must surely remember to eat the tuna after it gets light.